The next broadcast will start shortly. Did you know the best run municipalities in South Africa are all governed by the DA? DA mayors are working hard to protect residents from bad governance and mismanagement by getting the basics right, delivering better services and having zero tolerance for corruption. This is the DA difference. The next broadcast will start shortly. Follow us on social media for the latest in news and politics in South Africa. Like and follow our page on Facebook. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram and X. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss out on anything. Be part of the conversation. Tell us what you think in the comment section. And please, like and share our videos with your friends and family. The next broadcast will start shortly. If you care about South Africa and want to make a positive difference, then join the DA. Visit our website at da.org.za for more information. Find out who represents you in your ward and district. Who are the DA mayors working for you in your town or city, and which MPs represent you and your causes in Parliament. On our website, you can learn more about our latest campaigns and how you can get involved. Join the Democratic Alliance to rescue South Africa. Become an activist, become a councillor, become a member of Parliament if you care about South Africa. Please visit donate.da.org.za. Donate to a cause you believe in. Donate to make a difference. Welcome to a broadcast of the Democratic Alliance. Did you know the Democratic Alliance is the stable anchor of the Government of National Unity? DA ministers and DA deputy ministers are getting things done with a special focus on job creation and economic growth, driving down the cost of living and placing the needs of the people first. Join the mission to rescue South Africa. The next broadcast will start shortly. Did you know the best run municipalities in South Africa are all governed by the DA? DA mayors are working hard to protect residents from bad governance and mismanagement by getting the basics right, delivering better services and having zero tolerance for corruption. This is the DA difference. The next broadcast will start shortly. Follow us on social media for the latest in news and politics in South Africa. Like and follow our page on Facebook. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram and X. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss out on anything. Be part of the conversation. Tell us what you think in the comment section. And please, like and share our videos with your friends and family. The next broadcast will start shortly. If you care about South Africa and want to make a positive difference, then join the DA. Visit our website at da.org.za for more information. Find out who represents you in your ward and district. Who are the DA mayors working for you in your town or city, and which MPs represent you and your causes in Parliament. On our website, you can learn more about our latest campaigns and how you can get involved. Join the Democratic Alliance to rescue South Africa. Become an activist, become a councillor, become a member of Parliament if you care about South Africa. Please visit donate.da.org.za. Donate to a cause you believe in. Donate to make a difference. Let's rescue South Africa. Join the DA, because the DA gets things done.
And today we are coming to you live from my home city here in Johannesburg, and we are here to do something special today. We are launching our first registration campaign poster for November 2026 local government elections. Now, you can only vote where you are registered. So make sure that you are registered by going to check.da.org.za. Registration weekend is coming up on the 20th and the 21st of June, but you don't have to wait for that. You can register right now in the comfort of your own home. Remember, go to check.da.org.za. Please make sure you like and share this broadcast with everybody you know, and please let us know what you think down in the comments below. Don't go anywhere.
Ratings Africa says the state of South Africa's municipalities, with the exception of the Western Cape, is on the brink of financial collapse.
From the non-maintenance of buildings and potholed roads to being unable to get the most basic of services such as water and electricity. Experts say aging infrastructure and lack of maintenance are a big part of this problem.
The country, of course, has been experiencing water challenges, with some communities not receiving clean drinking water for weeks on end.
Clearly, it shows that the infrastructure was never maintained since the ANC government has taken over.
Tell them, one of them, to live with us for one day and then see if they're going to survive. But we have to survive.
Corruption is a massive problem in South Africa.
Lots of tenders, lots of kickbacks, lots of dodgy deals.
We are now seeing the consequences of corruption.
The increasing cost of living continues to take a toll on South Africans.
And it's going to get even worse.
South Africa ranked as one of the most dangerous countries in the world.
The latest crime stats suggest South Africa is a crime scene.
The unemployment rate is at a record high.
Around 16.9 million people of working age are without jobs as we speak.
The government that South Africans vote for into power to handle service delivery cannot adequately and sustainably manage all these spheres of local government and municipalities.
Why do you think the government is not doing anything when there is so much at stake for this country?
To the city of Johannesburg, where the Democratic Alliance will be launching our first election posters for the local government elections November 2026. I am now joined by the Tshwane Mayoral candidate, incoming Mayor Cilliers Brink, as well as the Ekurhuleni incoming Mayor Khathu Rasilingwane. Welcome so much to the broadcast. Cilliers, we're standing here in Joburg today to do our first poster. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling wonderful, obviously in the first instance because Sundowns are now the CAF champions for the country, but also, yes, thank you very much, but also because this is the launch of our registration campaign, and this is the point where we tell South Africans, you're either in the crowd of decision makers or you're outside. If you want to be in, you get registered. It's never been easier to register than now. If we want to get our cities working, water working, electricity working, we have to register to vote for change.
Khathu, how are you feeling today?
I feel very excited but also very hopeful because this is an opportunity where residents in the city of Ekurhuleni get to register and be able to vote come November this year. I know that so many residents are frustrated because of the lack of service delivery in Ekurhuleni, because of the crime that has been happening in the city of Ekurhuleni. But this is where it all starts. It starts with ensuring that they get themselves registered so that they can be able to vote for the party that will get the city of Ekurhuleni working.
Absolutely. Now both of you have standing for mayoral candidates, and this is a massive responsibility. Why did you choose to do this, Cilliers?
Because there's a job to finish in Tshwane. We've got to take back our city from the comrades, the criminals, the tenderpreneurs who spend money on tanks instead of taps, who take away money from electricity systems, who make jobs and investments leave our city. There's a job to do. We've got to finish it, and my team and I are excited to finish that job.
Khathu, why did you choose this massive responsibility?
Currently, the city of Ekurhuleni is a crime scene. What I mean by that is that residents are afraid of hijacking. They're afraid of house robberies that are taking place in their houses. They're afraid of those that have been entrusted with a responsibility to lead, that are on the forefront of all corrupt that is taking place in the city of Ekurhuleni. But for us to get to fix that, it needed someone to raise their hand and take up the stand to say, I am ready to get the city of Ekurhuleni working. We cannot not allow the city of Ekurhuleni to be on sale under our watch. And that is the reason I decided to raise my hand to say I am ready to lead the city that will serve its residents.
Absolutely. Now, we're here to do something very important, and we all have to make our way there, so I don't want to keep you for too long. But can you tell us what's your final message for everybody at home, Cilliers?
This is a chance to put South Africa on a different track. If you want more of the same, the ANC wants you to stay at home. Stay at home instead of have a job. Stay at home with a tap that's not broken. If you want change, you will leave home, you'll register to vote. It has never been as easy as it is now, and this will determine the future of urban South Africa.
Khathu, what is your final message to all the people at home?
My final message is very simple. It is time to ensure that people get registered, they participate, and they should not lose any hope under Ekurhuleni, because we can get the city to work for its people. We can get our service delivery to work in our city. Let us get the city of Ekurhuleni working.
There you have it. They said it better. It's easy to register. Just go to check.da.org.za and you can register right now. Remember, you can only vote where you live, and you have to register where you live. So do it right now while you wait for us to come back. We'll see you right now.
Let's get it! Let's get it!
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen who are here joining us, and to those that are watching us from home. My name is Msimanga. I'm the Federal Chairperson of the Democratic Alliance. With me is Mayor Helen Zille and Mayor Khathu Rasilingwane and Cilliers Brink, and a group of activist public representatives that are here today. We are here to launch a very, very important first step this morning. And without any wasting of any time, I want you to follow us as we do this launch, and we will come and address you in a couple of minutes. Thank you very much.
Let's do it.
All right. No, come. Sorry? You guys,
we can cross over. Mike, did you get our water? Posters. Guys, I need the two posters on the side. Yeah, that's fine.
Welcome back to the DA's live broadcast in the city of Johannesburg, where we are revealing our election posters for the local government election that's taking place in November 2026. I am now joined by Member of Parliament, Tami Mabena. Tami, how are you feeling today?
Look, I'm feeling very excited, very optimistic about the city of Johannesburg and about the local government campaign. And I think if there's one thing that we can see here, we've got incredible depth of leadership. We've got mayoral candidates from different cities in Gauteng, but more so where we are, the capital, the economic capital of South Africa, which is the city of Johannesburg, just right across the metro center, which unfortunately the ANC has abandoned. So,
Tabi, our first poster is officially on the poll.
Yeah, so we're asking everyone to register to vote. Remember, you can only vote if you are registered correctly where you live. This is a local government election. If you like our mayoral candidates, you like the DA is not enough, please register. You can go and check. You can also check your registration status on check.da.org.za so that you can ensure that you are registered correctly. But it is critically important that we get everyone registered. We have to get even our friends, even if you know that your ward is a safe DA ward, we need to get everyone registered. So everyone must be registered so that on the 4th of November, there's no excuse. We have to get our city working.
And Tami, the best thing about it is that it's never been this easy to register to vote ever before. You can literally register when online, you can go to check.da.org.za, and that will give you your registration status. If you moved, if you're living somewhere else, if you moved to a different province or a different city, you have to re-register, right? Because you can only vote where you live, right?
Yes, so it's important that people go and check their registration status. Remember, we've got a registration weekend that is coming up on the 20th and the 21st of June. We're hoping that this is not the last one, but it's important that on this specific one, if maybe you are unable to go and do it online, that you go to your nearest voting station where you live. If you see a voting station where you live on that weekend, IEC will have all its IEC branding. So go there to check your registration status and make sure that you're registered correctly. Some people have not moved at all, but the demarcation board has changed. So the demarcations might have moved you from one VD. Others, they might have moved them completely from the ward to where they used to live. So they might have taken the VD out, and then, but your house has not moved, you have not moved. So it's important that you go and check. But most important, you can do it also while seated comfortably in your couch.
In fact, they can do it right now while watching us.
Yes, so I challenge anyone that is watching now, check.da.org.za.
Right now.
Check.da.org.za. If you do that, you will confirm that you are registered correctly, and that on the 4th of May, I am going to vote for Helen Zille as the mayor for the city of Johannesburg. And anyone else who's anywhere else in the country, we're voting for the DA on both ballots. So your first ballot is yes, vote DA, but your second ballot is not a second choice. You have to vote DA on both ballots.
Both ballots. You have to vote DA on both ballots. Tammy, we now see our incoming mayor of Johannesburg, Helen Zille, putting up the first Get Joburg Working poster. And like you said, we have to make sure that everybody is registered correctly in order to take us across the line, right?
Absolutely. So it's important that everyone that is here in Johannesburg, we've seen our mayoral candidate going around showcasing the decline of the city of Johannesburg. But us showcasing the decline is not enough. Yes. Our mayoral candidate is merely just trying to showcase and highlight some of the derelict that the ANC government has done and some of the nonsense that the ANC government continues to do. So in order for us to kick them out of government, we have to register correctly. You must be registered in Johannesburg for you to vote for Helen. You must be registered where you live for you to vote for a ward councillor in your area so that you can choose a DA ward councillor. Someone that can fight for you, someone that will fight for you in council, someone will always keep your area at the top of the agenda in the council.
Yeah, 100%, Tammy. And we're both residents of Johannesburg, and I've lived here my whole life, and I've seen the decline year after year after year. And it's so important for all of us, specifically in this city, to make sure that everybody we know is correctly registered to vote. Like Tammy said, the demarcations may have changed. You may have moved from one place to the next. So please make sure that you are correctly registered to vote. I cannot stress this enough. You cannot vote if you are not correctly registered. If you are registered somewhere else and you go to vote that day, the IEC will send you away because you are not correctly registered. So please, you have to do it immediately to make sure that you, your mom, your dad, your sisters, your brothers, your neighbors, your girlfriends, your husbands, your side pieces also, them also.
But
you must make sure, you must tell them if you don't register, we're not jolling anymore, Natami.
Look, that's very important. But you know, the city of Johannesburg owes Eskom 5.2 billion rands. Can I ask you a question, Nazli?
Yeah.
How much does the city of Cape Town owe Eskom?
Something like 751 rand.
Well, you are wrong.
Am I wrong? I'm wrong.
The city of Cape Town owes Eskom 0 rands. While the city of Johannesburg, the people that work there, they owe 5.2 billion rands. What is the difference? The people in the state of Cape Town voted for a DA in their majority. People here, unfortunately, they voted for incompetent, useless, corrupt thugs who are masquerading as leaders.
But tell me, why does that matter that city of Joburg has a 5 billion rand debt to Eskom?
it is incredibly important because if you remember the letter that the Minister of Finance sent to the Executive Mayor of the City of Johannesburg, where he effectively said you've got debt that is 25 billion rands, but cash on hand or cash equivalents, money in the bank that you have, it's only 3.9 billion rands, meaning that the 5.2 billion rands the City of Johannesburg can't even pay for in the immediate. So meaning that good governance is not existent. Corporate governance is not existent. So the city of Cape Town is a model of what governance should be in an important metro. So, but in order for you to get that government, you have to vote for it. Us not voting for the DA in our majority is the reason why the city looks the way that it looks. It is because of people who did not come out to vote. People who said, my ward councillor will be elected anyway, my ward is a safe DA ward. That's not going to carry this time. We have to vote so that we can ensure that even in this city, we owe Eskom 0 rands.
Absolutely. And just to take your attention back to what's happening with the posters, we have Msimanga, our federal chairperson, as well as Helen Zille, who is our mayoral candidate for the city of Johannesburg. And I just want to remind everybody at home, this is the first launch of our posters for election 2026 local government elections. And so all of you are getting you're getting front row seats to what the DA's registration posters look like, and we'll be going across the entire city, in fact the entire country, Tammy, and putting these posters up. So make sure you find your poster. In fact, take a snap with your poster, put it in our comments. Let's see where you are. Tell us where you're living and how many people you're going to register to make sure to vote for the DA. Like you said, Tammy, on both ballots, right?
On both ballots, you get 2 ballots, and those 2 ballots are actually going to ensure that we get a majority in Ekurhuleni, we get a majority in the city of Tshwane with Cilliers, Brink, we get a majority in Nelson Mandela Bay, we get a majority here in the city of Johannesburg. But most importantly, you have to vote DA on both ballots. The DA on both ballots. Don't make that mistake. Your second ballot is not a second choice. It is important that you vote DA on both ballots. You can only vote if you are registered.
Yes.
Check.da.org.za. Make sure that you are registered correctly. I am registered correctly. Definitely voting for Helen Zille as the next mayor of the city of Johannesburg. We're kicking out all of these incompetent thugs that are here at the Metro Center.
100%. But Tammy, let's speak a little bit more about those 2 ballots in case, people might not be familiar with what the 2 ballots are. So when you go to vote on the 4th of November, when you get into your voting station, they will give you 2 ballots, and you have to make sure to vote DA on both ballots. What are the ballots, Tammy?
So the first ballot that you are going to get, remember these are local government elections. We have to vote for our ward. Where I live, I must vote for a ward councillor, someone that will be our representative for our area in the council, someone that will fight for us. So you have to vote for that person, but make sure that you vote for a DA candidate. A DA candidate of your ward, we vote for that person. The second ballot, it's the list ballot. It's important that you vote on that because remember, we have a proportional representation system in the city of Johannesburg, so all political parties must get a vote. So that's where you get to vote for the DA. Now, it's important that even on the list ballot, you vote for a DA so that we can get as many PR councillors as possible. Honestly, in the 2021 local government elections, a lot of people in strong DA wards, they said, look, my DA ward councillor is going to be elected anyway, so I don't have to go out and vote. Guess how many votes they cost us? They cost us 36 PR councillors in council.
Wow, so
36 seats.
Can you imagine what we could have done with those 36 seats? We wouldn't be in the trouble we are in today.
No, we wouldn't be. So we're encouraging everyone, if you live in a house where there's 5 people who are eligible to vote, please, if someone doesn't want to go out to vote, please make sure that you don't give them breakfast that morning. Chase them out. Make sure that they can go and vote. If there's 5 of us in this house, all of our fingers are going to have a black ink.
Yes.
5 black inks. Everyone in the house must have a black ink. So if you don't have a black ink, please lock them out.
No, I agree, Tammy. And if you're dating anybody that's not voting for the DA, break up with them. Because they're not taking our country seriously, especially if they live in Johannesburg. Now, Tammy, We know that Helen Zille has come to these council chambers, and it looks like a complete mess. It looks completely derelict. It's almost as if nothing is happening. Can you tell us a little bit more about what's happening with these council chambers?
Yes. So, Nazli, look, I might be laughing, but it's a serious issue. You know this building here just next to us, this big one? You know that the city of Johannesburg have vacated, the administration have vacated this building.
Wow.
And you know what they have done? They are renting out space elsewhere.
Wow,
and
so they're using our money,
yes,
our taxpayers' money to pay for rent elsewhere, but they could be using this place here.
And guess why did they leave this place? Because they failed to maintain it.
Wow.
So you create a problem and then you pretend to have a solution for a problem. But in effect, that solution is for you to enrich ANC cadres. So you leave a building which you could have maintained, you go and spend millions of rent, renting out office space unnecessarily. So why? Because you want your friends, your cadres in the ANC to eat. So we're saying that must come to an end. We must use taxpayers, ratepayers' money effectively to fix the city of Johannesburg. We must attract business back to the city of Johannesburg.
Services, Tammy, provide services. You know, Tammy, I get so emotional about it because as a resident of Johannesburg, it's like a lucky packet when you open the tap. Are we going to have water today? Are we not going to have water today? You never know what's going to happen. Electricity comes, it goes. Safety is of massive concern here in Johannesburg. Basic service delivery, attracting investments, like you said, to create jobs. There are too many people in our city that are sitting at home without any jobs. So as a resident of this city, it's like I'm living in the Wild West, Tammy, because you never know what you're going to get.
That is true, but I think we need to look at, it's important that we do comparison, as not because we're jealous, but for inspiration. In the city of Cape Town, the unemployment rate is sitting at 19%. In here where we are losing jobs is over 45%.
Yeah.
What does that mean? The city of Cape Town is governing in such a way that they can attract business people to come and open businesses. Remember, business people are the one.
They're coming down the ladder now. They've just put up our 2 posters. The first one says register to get our city working, and the second one says register to get Joburg working. I actually like them. They're very nice. They're to the point, and I think they're very eye-catching. I think people will be able to see them from far.
Not only that, but they are the most beautiful registration posters. They are the first ones.
Yeah,
but I can tell you, even if we get 3 more from other parties, I don't think they'll be as beautiful as
ours,
the ones that we've just...
ours, right?
Yes.
And we're not being biased. We're
so
just
the color
stating
is blue.
facts.
The color is blue. Make sure that you choose the blue party. But as we say, Nazli, the most important point that we've just made now, we want to get the city of Johannesburg working. We need to make sure that people go out and they get jobs working. I mean, the street which we are in, there are so many potholes where we are.
Yeah.
In this street, just next to the metro center.
Yeah.
It's not maintained. It just doesn't make sense. How do you encourage business people to come and invest in a city that they know that is not being maintained properly? You can't make that argument. You have to match it. If you want to attract business people, make sure that the environment is conducive so that for their businesses to thrive, they pay more rates, they pay more taxes. You can do that and do so much more in the city of Johannesburg.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more, Tammy. And you know, Johannesburg used to be called a world-class African city. You know, it's very difficult to now call Johannesburg a world-class African city because of the state Johannesburg is in and the decline we continue to see. We don't have another 5 years, Tammy. We don't have another 5 years of corrupt maladministration of the ANC and their coalition partners doing things for their own personal gain. We don't have that. We don't have the time nor the capacity to take another 5 years of government that doesn't care about the people.
You are right, Nazi. We don't have 5 years, but fortunately, there is a very credible poll that was released by the the Research Foundation, which said that 80% of all people that they polled, when they are asking them which party can get the city working, including ANC voters, they said the DA can get the city working.
Yeah.
So meaning that we've got people are confident of the DA, we just now need to register and vote.
Absolutely. Thank you, Tammy, for joining me on this broadcast. We're now going to go straight to the speakers to hear from the mayoral candidates.
1, 2.
Okay, can I have one poster here? Zibu, I need one poster here.
Precious.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Today it is a very significant day for the Democratic Alliance, but most of all, the most significant day for South Africans. We are saying here today that we are launching our registration campaign, our registration posters. Now, a lot of people are always complaining about things not happening around them. But if you go and check, you find that a lot of people are not registered or have actually moved, are registered in wrong places. And this is why we, as a Democratic Alliance, have embarked on this campaign to make sure that we register as many people as we possibly can, or get people to check that they are registered so that they can come out and vote on election day. There's nothing as disappointing as you wanting to make a change or waking up and saying, I want to make a change, but only to find out that you are not registered or you are registered in the wrong place. Remember, in local government elections, you are only allowed to vote where you are registered as a resident. And this is why it is important to make sure that each and every person, whether it's Gogo's people in Tshwane, whether it's Khathu's people in Ekurhuleni, whether it is going to be Cilliers people in Tshwane, and anywhere else in South Africa, if you want change, if you want a government that works, if you want a system that is going to be able to then be turned around so that we can then turn our cities, our municipalities, our district municipalities into engines of economic growth, into service delivery excellence portals, we now need to make sure that you can then register and make sure that on election day you're able to then turn out and vote for the Democratic Alliance. We want you to come out in your numbers to register and to vote. Remember, the weekend of the 21st and the 22nd, I think, we are 20th and the 21st of June. It is the first registration weekend. We are calling on people of South Africa in their numbers, especially young people, because we're still struggling with young people who have become so disillusioned, so disconnected with the decisions that are being taken. And we are saying you need to stop having and allowing people to take decisions on your behalf. Register so that you can take power in your hands. You can come out and vote for a government that is going to give you a better future, a better city, a better country that you can then value going forward. So I'm going to allow now my candidates, starting with Helen, and then I will then allow Khathu to then come after that, and Cilliers will come, and then I'll come up and close. Thank you very much, Helen. Over to you.
Thank you very much indeed, Solly. And it is critically important to register, because if you're not registered, you can't vote, and you can only vote at the voting station where you are registered. Now, yesterday, I was at a gated complex, and more than 30% of the people who live there were not registered or were incorrectly registered. If you don't register and you don't vote, you can't complain afterwards. This is Joburg's last chance, and people have to take responsibility for this city's future. You can also go to check.da.org.za. Really simple. check.da.org.za. You can check your registration there, or register there if you follow the prompts to the IEC portal. Very simple, and then you can register without even having to get off your couch. But today you saw that we had to get off our couches to put up the registration posters, and it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. You get vertigo up there. So if we can go to that kind of trouble, then just sit on your couch and register and come and vote for a new government on the 4th of November. Kyk wat doen 'n blazer.
That's it. Khathu?
Thank you so much, Soli. For the longest of time, we have all seen how the city of Ekurhuleni have become a crime scene in Gauteng province. Now, we have been dominating in the Madlanga Commission for all the wrong reasons. But today we stand here, personally, I stand here excited and full of hope because we have an opportunity where we can register and ensure that we vote for a government that will get our city working for its people. In the last election, in the national election in 2024, we have seen that out of the 40 million individuals that are eligible to vote, only 27% or 27 million of those residents only came out and registered to vote, which tells us that an overwhelming majority didn't register to vote, which let us sit with the challenges that we find ourselves in this today, particularly in the city of Ekurhuleni, where we are led by individuals that have interest to serve their connected individuals. Now, today we stand here with an opportunity, and I want to appeal to the young generation that for the longest of time, we know that they have disconnected with politics simply because of the challenges that they face in a daily basis. We know the youth unemployment is massive. We know lack of service delivery is the nature of government or within our communities. We know that crime is dominating, particularly in Ekurhuleni. But we stand here today with an opportunity to turn that around. And I want to take this opportunity and encourage every eligible citizen in Gauteng, in Ekurhuleni, to ensure that we take this opportunity and register to get the city of Ekurhuleni working.
Thank you, Soli. The nation's capital has been captured. Like Ekurhuleni, we see what is happening. The veil has been lifted. And the water tanker mafia is in charge. Increase of expenditure to 777 million rand a year. The deputy mayor connected to that water tanker mafia, benefiting from security contracts, protected by the mayor, no consequences, and that is why Tshwane is going backward. The criminals have taken over the streets. The streets are lawless because the leadership of Tshwane is lawless. The tenderpreneurs, the cadres, the comrades have their own politicians, kept men and women. And they don't want you, as residents of the capital city, to leave home on registration day. They want to keep you at home on election day, keep you at home jobless, keep you at home without water in your taps, keep you at home with rolling power outages. And our challenge, especially to the young people of Tshwane, is leave the house, get off the couch. Although you can register on the couch, as Helen has pointed out. But leave the house and fight these people. Go and register. Even if you don't know who to vote for yet, buy yourself the option by registering to vote. Decide to be part of the group that decides what the future of our city should be. Be part of that group. That is the challenge. So, ek wil sê vir die mense van Suid-Afrika se hoofstad, help ons om julle stad terug te vat van die misdadigers. Maak seker jy is geregistreer om te stem. As jy in Centurion is, een voorbeeld, Soli, een voorbeeld, Centurion, 140,000 eligible people who are not registered in Centurion, one suburb of Tshwane. We need those people to wake up, to register, and to be part of the solution. And my message to the people of the capital city is this: help us to take back your city and let's get it working. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Uzoyithola kanjani ungaregister? Register. We want to say to the people of Mpumalanga, Pumani ngobuningi benu niyo register niyo checka ukuthi registerile ukuthi nizokwazi ukuthi vote. Lena ba Limpopo ba gesho ke re tswang ka bontshi ba lena le tleng le tlo ira gore le register gore le tlo kgona gore le tlo le kgona go kgetha puso e le batlang. Lena ka mo Northwest ka mo Bokone Bophirima le lona ntse re re go lona re e tlang ka bontsi ba lona le registereng le tlo kgona gore le ikgethele government e tlo kgona le sebetsa lona ba Gauteng ke buile le lona ba Freestata ka mane ka barking ka qwaqwa mono le toropo tse dingwe e tswang ka bongata ba lona e tlang ka bongata ba lona registerang checkang gore registerile tlo kgona vota nina bantshona koloni nempuma koloni sathi nakuni futhi phumani ngomningi benu nizawuregister nizawuthi ngalomxesha ngalomini kumele ukuthi niyokhetha nizokwazi ukuthi nikhethe igovernment izanisebenzela nina baze KZN nani siyanicela bafowethu ukuthi phumani ngobuningi benu izani ngobuningi benu nizokwazi ukuthi niregister nizokwazi ukuthi nivote le government izonisebenzela. Lastly, to the people of the Northern Cape, ek wil net iets sê. Ek stem vir jou, los my uit gaan nie werk nie. Kom man, registreer en soek van al die mense wat nie geregistreer is en hulle moet ook uitkom. We want to say to everybody, to every single South African, the tide can turn in South Africa. We now need to then turn the tide in South Africa, and it starts in your little municipality, in your town, in your ward, by you voting for a government and you voting for a candidate that is going to put you and your community first, that is going to make sure that you have water that is coming out, that is going to make sure that you have streets that don't have potholes, that is going to make sure that you have a kept environment around you. But more importantly, that is going to then begin to then get the economy of your municipality going. The choice is going to be very, very clear. You're going to have some of the same, where you have a failed government in place, or you're going to put a new government in place led by the Democratic Alliance. And we are asking you to come out in your numbers and register to vote and vote for the Democratic Alliance on the 4th of November, this coming elections. So from us to you, we say the responsibility is now in your hands. Thank you very much.
6 languages.
Thanks for watching. Join the mission to rescue South Africa. Like and follow us on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and X. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit that notification bell. Join the DA, because the DA gets things done.